For those of you who don't know what BeanBoozled is, you have a colored bean which can correspond with two different flavors. They look identical and they smell identical, so there's no really way to tell them apart until you bite into it. One of those flavors being awful, like Barf, and the other one being Cappuccino. You don't know until you eat it. So, what is the point of BeanBoozled? It's just a game. It's gambling. It's gambling with beans in your taste buds. So what got me interested in making a tier list about this? I was watching a streamer who was doing a You Laugh You Lose compilation, I guess, with their community, and instead of drinking, they chose to use these beans. And I, at the time, had never known that these beans existed. But as I looked more into these beans and their flavors, it got me curious. How close did these guys get to the advertised flavors like burnt rubber, liver and onions, stink bug, dead fish, stinky socks, as well as the good things like banana or blueberry or I guess licorice, roasted marshmallow, stuff like that? Did they get those correct? So before we jump into the tier list, there's 7 things I want to cover. Yes, 7 sounds like a lot, I'm sorry, but they have to be covered before we start. I bought a 3.5 ounce container of beans. I did not get all of the flavors that are available. Yes, there may be some user error, as in it's kind of hard to identify some of the beans, and I might have misidentified some and put them in with a pile that I had thought I had completed. But the 3.5 ounce container was not portioned to make sure that you have one of each bean. It seems like it's just a random assortment where they just dumped a bunch of them in there. So the container that I got contained a lot of blues and a lot of reds, but it didn't have a lot of blacks. Unfortunate. The quality control for eating the same bean flavor is wildly inconsistent. 2 Tutti Fruities may end up tasting different in a sense, but it's the same flavor, but it's just stronger with one and weaker with another. And that's true for all of the bean flavors. So it causes some problems to where I don't know if I'm tasting the same flavor that I'm supposed to, or if it's just that's the intended flavor for it, and maybe that's what they were going for. I don't know. The beans themselves have a scent neutralizer on them, and it makes them all smell the same. It all smells awful. The bean flavors are disproportionately represented in the 3.5 ounce container. I'm unsure how they assort these flavors, like I said with problem 1, but it seems like it's about a 70% bad bean ratio to 30% good bean ratio. There is no scientific data to support this. The guide that they give you does not properly show you the colors the beans should be. For instance, strawberry banana smoothie should be pink. It should not be represented with orange and spots. Bad bean flavor repeats are a thing. There are 3 beans in this tier list that have the same base taste to them, and 2 beans that also have that same base taste to them, making it hard to differentiate them besides the visual indication. The method that I use to taste these beans is naturally flawed. I am at the mercy of whatever they decide to put in the container, and with the consistency issues, with the same beans having different flavors, it makes it hard for me to figure out what is a new flavor and what is just a quality error. With this in mind, I've adjusted certain flavors into the no-show category because I don't think I actually ate the flavor. Alright, we're going to go through this tier list quickly because time is precious, and then you can't sit here listening to me ramble about beans for 40 minutes. So, we'll start off with burnt rubber. Burnt rubber goes directly to S tier because it tastes like rubber. I've been hit in the face by too many tires in my life, and I've gotten a good lick, like full-on tongue out into the tread lick of a tire. It tastes like that. More rubber than burnt, unfortunately. Licorice, I thought I had tasted licorice, but unfortunately I hadn't. I'm pretty sure what I was tasting was just a muted version of burnt rubber. So I'm going to put licorice down in the no-show category just because I don't think I had a licorice in my container. Stinky Socks, F tier. The reason Stinky Socks is in an F tier is because either I did not get a Stinky Socks in my container and I ate 4 or 5 Tutti Fruities back to back, or Stinky Socks is just a muted Tutti Frutti. I don't know. So realistically, it could sit in either no show or F tier. But I think I had a Stinky Sock and it was just not very stinky, not very fabricy, not very woolly. It was just Tutti Frutti, but muted. Tutti Frutti is an S tier. Tutti Frutti is your go-to just flavor explosion. Throw all of these fruit flavors together and bam, add a lot of sugar. That's exactly what it tastes like. It tastes like candy. Therefore, it belongs in S tier. Barf. So Barf is the first really bad bean when it comes to tasting. And when I say really bad, I mean it's like you get slapped in the face with just really overaged, not kind of sour Parmesan or like Parmesan Romano that's just super, super sour and just way too strong. It tastes like that at first. But as you get the aftertaste in there, it starts to become a marinara. So what I think they were going for is a pizza. They were going for a pizza and a very, very strong cheese pizza. Therefore, S tier. It's disgusting. It slaps you in the face with how strong and terrible it is. But then it caresses your cheek with the aftertaste and it forgives you. My best comparison to what this tastes like is 4 to 5 day old pizza that you should not be eating and that you might barf afterwards. That's what it tastes like. Peach is a no-show. I did not get a peach. I ate 3 or 4 barfs, and peach never showed up, and I ran out of that flavor type or that bean type. So that kind of sucks. Booger is a D tier, and the reason Booger is in a D tier is because it tasted like vegetables, like rotting vegetables, specifically a spoiled bag of lettuce is what it tasted like or smelled like, I guess. Boogers, since I was young, I stuck my finger in my nose and I ate the booger. Boogers don't taste like rotten vegetables. Boogers kind of have a more of a texture taste to them, and the flavor is very much dependent on what has decided it's going to get, what is stuck in your nose, basically. Um, So since it failed to be a booger, uh, it's in D tier, but it's still not good. It's still not something you want in your mouth. You don't want to eat rotten lettuce. Booger's counterpart is Juicy Pear. I am a big fan of pears, but unfortunately, this pear tastes like the sour apple Laffy Taffy, which is not a pear. But after you get through the initial taste, it does have some pear taste to it. So that puts it solid in a solid B tier. Oh boy. Liver and onions. Liver and onions is the top dog. It is the S tier. If if Barf slapped you across the face and crushed your cheek, liver and onions gut punches you and then uppercuts you. It it wants you knocked out and it wants you gone. It tastes like rotten onions, and it's such a strong flavor. But remember, what I'm describing to you with liver and onions is it's going to be important later. Because of how strong it is and how much it just tries killing you, it is an S tier. It made me want to not continue with this experiment. I just wanted to throw in the towel and say this is a wash after eating one liver and onions. I actually took a break and I came back like 15 minutes later. Liver and onions counterpart is cappuccino. I'm not a fan of coffee and stuff like that, but cappuccino is actually pretty good. I've had cappuccino before. I know its flavor. It's very unique, and it nails that flavor and that aroma esque to it. It is straight S tier for that boy. Up next, Wet Dog. Wet Dog is gonna live in D tier along with Booger, mainly because it suffers from the problem that I talked about in the things that I wanted to get out the way. So problem 6, or the number 6 of the things that I wanted to get out the way at the beginning of the video, this is an example of that. Boogers and Wet Dog both taste like rotting vegetables. However, they're slightly distinct from each other, where Booger tastes and smells like rotting lettuce. Wet Dog kind of, I couldn't really put my finger on what it tasted like or what it smelled like. As I'm talking about it, it's coming back in my mouth and I'm disgusted. Wet Dog is more of like a tomato, like a rotting tomato, rather than rotting lettuce. Both of which are not what they're advertising to be, and both of which are still not good things to have in your mouth. So, D tier for both of those guys. Wet Dog's counterpart is banana, and banana tasted like a banana Laffy Taffy. I would say solid A tier. It's not anything crazy. It's just banana Laffy Taffy. Up next, toothpaste. Toothpaste, I was a little worried with how off these two were with their flavors, but toothpaste is Crest. It is if you took a bottle of Crest and you put like half of it in your mouth. It is super strong, very bold, but it's toothpaste. It doesn't taste bad. It's you just probably shouldn't be eating it. The blueberry, or whatever they called it berry blue. It's just a blue airhead. That's all it is. Nothing really special going on there. The stink bug is going to be D tier along with the other ones, and I'm sure you can probably figure the trend out here. The stink bug has the base flavor of liver and onions, but it doesn't have the onion taste. So it's kind of got that synthetic liver taste to it, and that's not what a stink bug smells like. It's been a while since I've smelled a stink bug, but it doesn't taste or smell like liver. I'm sure someone out there has ate a stink bug before. They may be able to tell me that it does taste like liver. I know there are people out there. Those people are not me, unfortunately. I did not eat the bug off the wall. Stink bug's counterpart to roasted marshmallow. I don't know what it is. It did not make an appearance. Unfortunately, when I was eating the stink bug beans, I was just back to back grabbing the bean, throwing it in my mouth. That's a stink bug. Spit it out. Wash the palate out. Try to get a neutral palate in my mouth. Eat another one. Stink bug. I really wanted these roasted marshmallows or toasted marshmallows to show up. They never did, and I just had 6 stink bugs in a row. I was over it at this point. Unfortunately, we cannot rank that one. Next up, Old Bandage. Old Bandage is a unique one, mainly because it should have an adhesive taste to it, and it should also have a little bit of blood, like iron, taste to it. What we got when I was tasting it was more so rubber at first. Like, it tasted like burnt rubber, and then it eventually settled into an adhesive taste. Solid A tier. It's what it's trying to be. It didn't lie about it being a bandage, but it missed an opportunity to have that iron taste to it. Don't ask me how I know what an Old Bandage tastes like. Its counterpart, Pomegranate, did not show up. I had the same problem that I did with Stink Bug, and I was just throwing these beans in my mouth, and I just kept getting bandages. I personally don't know what a pomegranate tastes like off the top of my head, so it's entirely possible that I did get a pomegranate, and I just didn't know because I was just eating bandages over and over, and my brain just interpreted the bean as bandage. Last two, we got dead fish. If you can't tell the trend, dead fish is just a repeat of liver and onions again. The thing with dead fish is that it had a slightly different flavor to it, but it was still, at the end of the day, the baseline flavor of liver and onions. With that being said, I'm extremely disappointed that all of the bad flavors did not get the correct flavor profile or whatever. The wet dog was not a wet dog. Booger was not a booger. Fish was not a fish. Stink bug was not a stink bug. And that they repeated these baseline flavors for these bad ones. As it's almost like they're trying to inflate the likelihood of you getting a bad bean, which is what they're doing. Mainly, the reason I'm thinking that this is true is because of how more represented bad beans were in the 3.5 ounce container compared to the good beans, which is zero point 0.4 on the slideshow if you were paying attention. With that being said, the last one, strawberry banana smoothie, is an S tier. It tastes exactly like McDonald's strawberry banana smoothie, so it's like 5% strawberry, 5% banana, a ridiculous amount of sugar, and it's perfect. With that being said, that concludes the tier list portion of the video. I hope it didn't take me 30 minutes to do this time. It has been 18 minutes. How? Good luck using this knowledge for anything useful. Thanks for watching. The next part of the video is just me sitting in my car puking, or trying not to puke. Well, welcome to my car, and probably the worst video I'm ever going to make. So, I got some beans, some jelly beans. You like jelly beans? So I do have some palate cleansers, as in water, and we'll take a swig of water to try and cleanse the palate between each bean. What we're also supposed to do with this container in particular is break it right off the rip. So the point of this container is you're supposed to like shake it up, and then ta-da, there's a bean. We're not doing that today because we make our own path. We're going to rip and tear our way into this and select which bean we're supposed to have. This thing sucks, by the way. Oh, wait. Maybe now it doesn't suck. No, that's the capsule. I don't think I was supposed to take that off. Oh, the beans are here. Oh, that smells awful. I think you can tell which one it is. How do I get the beans back in? Oh, okay. What a weird mechanism for beans. There's a lot of beans in here. Oh, hi, pollen. Please don't kill me. We need to extract these beans somehow, some way. I haven't ate yet. I just woke up and came to a park to do this. I'm starting to regret my life choices here. Alright. Got some jelly beans. This is what I believe to be burnt rubber. Hi, pollen. Go away. This is what I believe to be burnt rubber. And this is what I believe to be licorice. So we're going to start with the idea of something that's supposed to taste good. I don't like licorice, so we'll see. So, licorice. It's got a rubber taste. Nope, that's licorice. That's licorice and it tastes like rubber. Wow. No, that's burnt rubber. They're close. They're really close to how rubber tastes. Unless this isn't rubber.
And this is just how licorice tastes. Licorice just tastes like rubber. I wouldn't say that was bad. I wouldn't say it was good. What I believe to be burnt rubber. That's burnt rubber. Okay. Yep. It tastes just like rubber. That tastes like a tire, dude. I'm putting my tongue on a tire right now, and I'm just licking that tread. That's what it tastes like. It's pretty bad. It's not that bad though. I could see someone unironically liking burnt rubber because of how close it actually tasted to whatever the hell they said was licorice. But I don't want to throw up. I don't want to puke. Next on the list is Stinky Socks and Tutti Frutti. I don't know what Tutti Frutti tastes like. But I do know what Stinky Socks smell like, and I have vague memories of accidentally putting a sock in my mouth and it being kind of stinky. So, we'll see how close they are with that one. So, if you can't tell, some of these beans look a little discolored. Try and, like, pull it in focus for you. Specifically this one right here. This one seems like it doesn't belong with the group, but it still has the same, like, color palette, or not color palette, but, like, color coding as the other ones. And there's no other, beans that should have a pinkish hue with, like, blue and red and other colors added into it. So this one is a little paler, but I think these are all supposed to be in the same group. So, the Stinky Socks and Tutti Frutti group, as I smell them, it might be a little hard to identify the Stinky Socks and Tutti Fruttis, because every bean has, like, a scent neutralizer on it, I think. Let's begin. That's Tutti Frutti. That's pretty good. That's really good. That's a damn good bean, actually. Like, that's just straight up bean. That's 10. Tutti Frutti's great. Tutti Frutti, a 10. Alright, take two. Is it another Tutti Frutti? Yes. That's another Tutti Frutti. It tasted a little different. Like it was weaker. Alright, take three. We need a Stinky Sock. I don't know if that's supposed to be a Stinky Sock or if it's just a muted Tutti Frutti. What does a Stinky Sock even taste like, though? Like, a Stinky Sock should be pretty rancid. It's got a very unique smell to it, but it's also unique to the person, so... I don't know, maybe whoever's stinky feet I'm tasting right now, it smells pretty good. Alright, let's keep going. We're gonna get a Stinky Sock at some point. That's a Tutti Frutti. Okay, so those were two Stinky Socks. It just tastes like a muted Tutti Frutti. You'd never know the difference. No way. No way. No way. Alright, one more. The discolored one, which may be a whole different flavor. Gotta aerate it. Warm it up. That top dope. That cream. That's a Stinky Sock. But it's just muted Tutti Frutti. That's so disappointing. That's really disappointing. I don't even know how I'm supposed to scale this one. So, Tutti Frutti's a 10. We've established that. Tutti Frutti is the greatest thing that I've ever had, bean-wise. Stinky Sock is just Tutti Frutti, but less. So we might have ran into a problem. There was a bunch of music being blasted over there, so we had to move, and now there's going to be a bunch of cars passing by. B, I'm peaking my microphone with how loud I'm getting and how awful my phone mic is. Sorry, not sorry. C, Barf, and you can't see it because it's not going to focus, but these two right here, this and this, are identical. There is no difference between the secondary colors, so they're both, so I think I got one of each, right? So they're both, like this one looks a little different, but that might be just because of the lighting. But they're both orange, or an orange hue, with red accents. I think my fear has been realized. Of this entire container, we only have 2 beans, for Barf and Peach. And if we don't get one of each, I'm not buying another container to get Barf and Peach. As you can see in here, there's a lot of duplicates for certain flavors. So it's entirely possible that they're not portioning which bean, or like they're not guaranteeing that I'm gonna get 2 or 3 or 4 of a set bean, or like one of each bean and then an assortment. It's just whatever has gone in. So there are probably people who have bought a container. Device is too hot. Uh-oh. It's hot in the car. There are people who have probably bought a container of this and just gotten just back to back Barf, 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 Peach, Barf, Tutti Frutti, Wet Sock. We had to move again because the phone was in the sun and it was overheating. Well, of the whole container, we have a 50-50 chance of Barf and Peach that we get to take twice. And that's it. And Barf was one of the ones that I was kind of excited for. Because that one has so much potential to just be god-awful. So, Barf or Peach? That's not Barf. But it's bad. It's like a rancid cheese. It's like a really bad parm. It's a really stinky parm, is what it is. It's like an aged 3-year-old parm, just strongest scent possible. But like, I mean, I guess that's kind of what Barf would taste like. It's just whatever you ate plus stomach acid, so it being like an old parm that's just stinky. Way too strong. I don't want to swallow it. I really don't want to swallow it. I don't want to chew it. I don't want it on my teeth. Dude, this is like a pill that won't go down. Hang on, I gotta like cut it in half. There's one. There's 2. Wow. I feel really bad for the streamer that I was watching because they got barfed like 3 times. That was awful. It has an aftertaste of pizza, though. That's probably because it tastes like parm. But parm doesn't really belong on pizza. It's more like mozzarella. I guess it's a parm with the parm base with mozzarella on top. So it kind of having a pizza aftertaste is pretty par for the course if that's what they're going for. But yeah, that was not enjoyable. The aftertaste is great. It really just feels like I ate a pizza. But when it's on your tongue, it's not good. Another 50-50. Is it barf or is it peach? If it's barf, I'm immediately shoving it down my throat. Fuck! Damn it. We don't have a peach! What the fuck, man? The strongest part of the barf is like that really strong, like Parmesan Romano-esque. Like if Romano was just rancid, that's what it tastes like. As like the strongest flavor. And then underneath that is a little bit of like mozzarella. So it tastes like a really old pizza. That's the best way I can describe barf to you. And again, barf's dependent on what you ate. So whoever designed that must have barfed up a lot of pizza. But yeah, we have no palate profile for peach. Unfortunately. Unless it pops up later when we're going through dead fish and strawberry banana smoothie. And maybe we get surprised with a peach. Next up on the list is Booger and Juicy Pear. Now, I'm a big fan of pears. As you can tell by all of the pears that I have here as palate cleansers, if it gets bad. So this is going to be interesting. This is going to be very interesting. Thankfully, the colors are very easy to pick out. So I'm not fighting the container trying to get the right flavor profile. But as I've just consumed and experienced barf twice, my will to continue is dropping rapidly, because the first two beans really weren't that bad, and that one was just a punch to the face. That one was a wake up, like, hey kid, you're out of the tutorial now. In my hand, I hold a Booger and Juicy Pear. I don't know what's what, because they all smell like garbage. They all smell like rubber. So, the only way is forward, right? Booger or Juicy Pear? That's Booger. Don't taste like a booger, though. That's a familiar taste. I know that taste. It's like an onion, like a rancid onion. Those are rancid vegetables. Booger tastes or smells like rancid vegetables that have been in the vegetable drawer for like months. Like expired lettuce. That's exactly what it smells like. Like really expired lettuce. Like I was going to eat healthy 3 months ago and it's been sitting in there festering. It doesn't taste like a booger. A booger don't taste like that. I got a good feeling about this one right here. That's a booger. Great. More rancid vegetables. Let's try again. That's a pear. Doesn't taste like a pear. That's a taste I know. That's a Laffy Taffy taste. That's like this slightly off greenish yellow, light green, almost yellow but not yellow, Laffy Taffy. And it does have hint of pear. Next up on the list, we got liver and onions and cappuccino. Very easy to pull out. So I'm not looking forward to this one. Liver and onions can be so awful, and cappuccino's not even that good of a taste. So high risk, no reward for this one for me. Liver and onions. Yep, right off rip. That's very accurate. It tastes very similar to Booger. Not Booger, Barf. But with more onion. That's they really got the onion taste. That does taste like an onion. Just a raw onion. Yeah, I've had rancid onion before. That brought a memory back. Wow. They got that one spot on. That's S tier. That is exactly what it is advertised. And it's bad. It's bad. It has a very strong aftertaste as well. Like, it's not, I'm not cleansing that palate. It's in there and it is staying. That one definitely won, I think. That I'm staring at these beans and I have zero will to continue. Like, with Barf, I could deal with it. You know, I like pizza. I like mozzarella and parm. I could pull enough willpower to put the next one in my mouth. And the other ones were kind of disappointing, or like the rubber really wasn't that bad. Like licorice and rubber just kind of taste awful to begin with. I don't want this one. Zero will. Just thinking about it makes me want to just barf. And this should have been called Barf. Because it's straight barf in my hand. And I don't want to know what cappuccino is. I'm going to open the door. I'm spitting it out. I'm not doing it. I'm not eating this one. If I get liver and onions again, it's going straight to the ground. So we're gonna... Sorry if there's wind. Ugh. Here we go again. Cappuccino. Nope. That might be cappuccino. That one really wasn't as bad. But my impression of these beans has been completely ruined by that. Again. Cappuccino. We found it. Okay. We can close the door. We can kill these beans. Burn these beans, dude. I swear. It does taste like cappuccino. Like, that is right on the dot. And it's cappuccino, yeah. So, cappuccino, with it being good, and I personally don't like the taste of cappuccino, so, I don't know, maybe it's just the relief of not getting liver and onions again. But, that's pretty good. Not as good as Tutti Frutti, but I still think it belongs up in S tier with Tutti Frutti. The door is open again. I just want it to be over. That's wet dog. It's a taste I know. It's just rancid. Like expired. More expired vegetables, but this one's different. How different, though? It's not a wet dog smell. Not a wet dog taste. It's just rancid vegetables. Which I can deal with. I can eat a bad onion. So for the sake of my own will and well-being, if I get a duplicate of like a bad one and I already rated it, I'm just gonna spit it out. I'm not gonna tough it out like I did for the first 4. Although the first 4 really weren't that bad. So the biggest reason why I'm doing this, besides my well-being, is when I chew on these beans, they get stuck on the molars, and then they're really hard to cleanse the palate. So by toughing it out and having to eat every single bad bean again, I have to re-cleanse the palate, and it's just taking way too long, and it's way too much effort. So, damn it, dude. Banana. Okay. It's synthetic banana. Not much to add here. Really. Fuck, dude. Oh. It's the attrition that's really killer with this. Like the more you do it, the more it just gets harder to keep going. So toothpaste should not taste awful. This is my opinion. Toothpaste, generally, when you put toothpaste in your mouth, has an either neutral or okay flavor. It's not something you want to go out of your way to eat willingly, but it's not like I'm gonna put liver and onions in my mouth, right? So please just do like Crest or I don't know, just not something that's not toothpaste. Okay? I'm begging you, BeanBoozled. You've failed 2 of these already. Here are all of the toothpastes and berry blues. Toothpaste should taste okay. You understand, BeanBoozled? That's berry blue. Okay. We started with a good one. Thankfully. Okay. Berry blue. Synthetic blue taste. Nothing really special. It tastes like an airhead. Like a blue airhead. Which aren't bad. I haven't had airheads in years. That's kind of a throwback. Alright. Toothpaste. That's toothpaste. It tastes just like Crest. It's really strong. Oh. That's like you just take the tube of toothpaste and you just put it just right in. It's not bad. Not bad. But yeah, it's just Crest toothpaste, man. Stink bug toasted marshmallow. Preemptively opening the door. Sorry for the kids and if the announcements go off in the wind. I think I need the way out for this one. So. Yeah, no. That's liver and onions. But, like, again, that might have just been a liver and onions. That's liver and onions. Yep. Oh, no, man. We gotta cleanse the palate now. How is that a liver and onions? It doesn't look like liver and onions. Yeah, because this... Okay. Hold on. This one, liver and onions. This one, stink bug. They taste the same. There's a very... Okay. With what's remaining in my mouth, there is a slight difference to it. But it's liver and onions. It's liver and onions, but modified to be... I can't put my finger on it without putting it back in my mouth. And we still need to get the other flavor, so we might encounter it again. And this time I will continue. I will aerate it and warm it up as much as I don't want to. Toasted marshmallow, man, please. Okay. It's liver and onions. It's liver and onions. Liver and onions. Liver and onions. Come on! What? I have 2 more beans! How can they all be bad? No way. No way. That was marshmallow. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. I'm gaslighting myself right now. Final one. Do not be stink bug / liver and onions. I'm gonna wait for the wind to die down. Toasted marshmallow, man. Okay. Okay. We just got stink bug the entire time. So I'm just gonna pick out of the container what's left in here. Old Bandage and Pomegranate. Bandage should taste like adhesive and like dirt. It's stink bug. It's a muted liver and onions and stink bug. No, there's adhesive. It's rubber. That's rubber. That's just burnt rubber. But like more adhesive taste. So yeah, that's an Old Bandage. Nope. Nope. Come on. No way are we doing this again. There's so many in here. I have to get a pomegranate. Nope. Nope. Come on. One of these is a pomegranate. No. Well, it also doesn't help that I don't know what pomegranate tastes like. So I'm just searching for adhesive taste. Dude, where's the pomegranate? Nope. We're running out of red beans. I don't know. Nope, that's not it. Does pomegranate taste like Bandage? Is this like licorice and rubber? Well, they're very indistinguishable. Like, what's going on? That's Bandage. But it's like, it's not a mute. It's like a muted Bandage. Like the flavor profile. The flavor profile is so inconsistent that it's hard to pinpoint something that I don't know the taste of. Or just keep going. 3 more beans. That could just be pomegranate. No, that's Bandage. That's Bandage. I don't know, man. What does a pomegranate taste like? So after a quick Google search of what a pomegranate tastes like, it's apparently supposed to be sweet and a little bit tart. I've just been getting bandages. There is not much of any sweetness, or I guess tartness, that I've been waiting for. So I don't think we don't have a pomegranate. Hi there. It makes me wonder, because the likelihood of how many red beans I ate, there is no way that they have not fudged the numbers. It's not a 50-50 split in this container. There are more bad beans in this container than there are good beans. So it's not a 50-50 unless they aren't fudging with the numbers and I'm just incredibly unlucky. So what I'm predicting, since I couldn't tell the difference between the beans, is this lighter tone with few accent markings are most likely dead fish, strawberry, banana smoothie, while the darker ones with more accent is barf and peach, which means there are opportunities for peach to show back up. It's probably just A tier, bud. It's gonna live with the rest of the fruits, and that's it. So we have dead fish, strawberry, banana smoothie, or at least I think it is. And I'm going to preemptively open the door. No longer because I'm at risk of puking, I'm just over it. It's liver and onions. Come on, man. Come on. You couldn't even get the flavor profile right, man. Am I like the only person psycho enough to eat all these beans and rank them in a tier list? That's strawberry banana smoothie. All right. That tastes like strawberry banana. That tastes just like it. Dead fish, F tier. Stink bug, F tier. The only one that's good is liver and onions. And it's not good because it's good because it's unique. And it doesn't taste like the other ones. Strawberry banana smoothie, fucking S tier. I love it. It tastes just like it, but with a lot of sugar. If you made a strawberry banana smoothie and then added like 200 milligrams of sugar, that's what it tastes like. Thank you for watching. I'm over it. Fuck you, BeanBoozled, for not making your flavors for duplicating 3 flavors and failing to get a booger taste and not having fabric for your socks. I hope you do better in the next edition, but I'm not reviewing the next one. I'm never doing this again. This sucked. At least we ended on a good note. Thank you for watching. I hate myself. I'll see you again.